it's me, René from GamerLobby. Today we are at Gamescom, and actually we are now at PopCap Games. Actually, I heard you have your 10th anniversary this year. So PopCap Games is now 10 years old. How did it all start?
Yes, PopCap was founded in 2000 by three founders, Jason Kapalka, John Vici and Brian Feet. And really when they started, it's actually pretty much their motto today as well. They just wanted to make fun games. So we kind of, they started, it was very much a kind of an attic office. They had some beta testers in the form of their own mothers, and they just started making games. And they would sit them down, they would tinker away with some games, they'd sit their moms down, leave them with the games, go away, and when they came back in half an hour, if their moms were still playing, they thought, okay, maybe this is a game that's going to work. The first game they released was Bejeweled, so it's also celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. And when they started, it was kind of interesting. I mean, PopCap are often cited as being a kind of a founder of the casual games industry, and the reason for that is that when they started off, it was around the time of the kind of the dot-com bubble bursting, and they very much had to kind of rethink their original business model. And the new business model was the idea of creating deluxe versions of games that you could play for free, and inviting people, well, if you enjoyed the free game and you want to have a deluxe version of it, you can pay an amount of money and receive the game. And at the time, a lot of people didn't think it would work, for the simple reason, why would people pay money for a game they can play for free? But they ploughed on, and when they started, they actually they had a little cash register application on their computer at the time, and the idea was that when they made a sale, it would kind of go ka-ching, and apparently after the first week they had to turn it off because it was just so annoying, and they were like, okay, this is going to work. But, and that's where it started, so very humble origins, but we've certainly grown since then.
Okay, so you were a casual game developer. Okay, so you were a casual game developer from first day on?
Well, I think casual is one of those interesting titles that people bandy around and kind of ask, well, what is casual? Is there such thing as casual anymore? And I think even then, it's not something they would have necessarily have branded themselves, okay, we are a casual games developer. It was much more of a case of wanting to make some fun games, and games that they found fun. And that's very much the PopCap ethos still today. Games that tend to go the distance, games that get released, are games that people enjoy developing right up until the end. Yes, they tend to be casual. Today they have about 300 beta testers outside our official beta testing program. The 300 PopCap employees are playing them. And some of those people are game developers, some of them work in PR or HR or finance, whatever it is. And really, games that get out there and for PopCap are ones that, we've all enjoyed playing. So I suppose in terms of casual, where everyone can play, then yeah, that's very much what we do.
Okay. Is this the explanation for your slogan, "We make people for games"?
Yes, Jason did say that. So he was even more ambitious than that. I think his initial saying was, "We make video gamers out of non-gamers." So the idea was obviously I talk to a lot of people about video games in my job, and often I'll say to people, do you play video games? Oh, no, never play video games. Have you ever played Solitaire on your desktop or Bejeweled Blitz on Facebook? Oh yeah, well I've played that. I'm like, well then you play games. And it was very much, I suppose PopCap is very much about, reevaluating maybe what games are. And, for us it's very much, we have a vision that it's, a lifestyle entertainment. So maybe one evening you decide to watch a bit of TV, maybe one evening you decide to read a book, another you might decide to play a video game. So it's very much about, games for all, and, making people realise that this is a lifestyle entertainment option for them.
Okay. You mentioned Facebook. So I know you have widgets for Facebook or for iPhones and any other applications. How important is social gaming for you?
Social gaming is hugely important, obviously, as are all of our platforms. That's the one thing I would say. So at PopCap, obviously, we're very much looking at social gaming at the moment, as is an awful lot of people. But all of our platforms are important. So historically, our games start on Mac PC, are available via web. and then they go on to every platform you can think of. So we have games for mobile phones, including iPhone, iPad, consoles. And social is another platform that we have games on now. So Bejeweled Blitz has been hugely successful for us. It launched about just over 18 months ago, and it's still going strong. I think up until a few days ago, I think we're looking at about 400 million daily users, which is pretty phenomenal. And it's one of those things, I suppose it's, what I hear internally is it's a different development experience, because obviously it's never finished. It's something that you're constantly refreshing and adapting and making new, and it's a space that I think a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are talking about somewhat speculatively, because obviously it's very young and really there's all to play for in that space. There's no winners or losers as yet. So yeah.
When speaking about Facebook and social media, what do you think about Steam? You publish your games on Steam, I think?
We do work with Steam a lot.
And so do you think it's a great opportunity for example, other indie developers?
Absolutely. I mean, any of I suppose the open platforms you're seeing, it's a great opportunity for people to kind of get out there and, develop. So absolutely, yeah.
Okay, well, so do you think that, for example, big companies like EA or Activision Blizzard are opponents of you, or do you think that you are in a total new way of, competing with them, because you are not like a hardcore gamers or a hardcore media game company, but you serve for casual games? Do you think that there's a difference?
I think the lines are blurred. So it's very difficult to say who are your competitors, and because oftentimes they're also your partners. So I think that's actually a good thing, though, because it means you're less focused on the competition and more focused on doing what you do best, which is, make games. And that's very much been the ethos at PopCap. When I started about 4 years ago, as a marketing person, my first thing is like, okay, well, we have to do an audit and we have to, see who are our competitors and, yeah, and what's going on here. That's normally where you start, and it became obvious very quickly that that's just not the way to go about things. I mean, and as well, I think what I see in the games industry is, an awful lot of, someone has an idea and then someone takes it a little bit further. So there is almost a cooperative aspect to the industry that kind of benefits everyone. So often, obviously I hear people asking about, what do you think of this platform versus this platform? And, we tend to kind of say all platforms are good, The more kind of new and interesting things that people are doing out there means the more people are exposed to video games and potentially kind of having a go, which is, at the end of the day, benefits everyone. So.
Okay. Well, so our last real question: do you think the game biz is moving on, into a new direction? So where do you see the future of the games biz?
Wow, what a big question. I think it's a real explosive time for the games industry generally, and I think you could actually separate that into a number of different segments. So, that question talking about, for instance, social gaming alone is huge. If you were to really top line it and, talk about what's getting people excited at the moment, I think, conferences like these, you see people talking about social gaming. Where's that going? Who are going to be the winners and losers? What's going to happen with that? I mean, that's certainly a space to watch. Additionally, at PopCap, and in particular in the European office, something that we're really looking at is the whole idea of mobile gaming and smartphone gaming. So PopCap's European headquarters is actually also our mobile studio. So that's where we're looking at an awful lot of development for mobile devices from iPhone and various other platforms, and that's kind of, for us, that's a really exciting place to be as well. So I think there's an awful lot of directions. It's definitely not one I can give you in a soundbite, but it's a very exciting time to be in the games industry for sure.
Okay. Well, now one last unofficial question. Because I'm a Plants vs. Zombies fan, please, could you tell me, what's your favorite zombie from the game?
I think I've been a bit fickle with my zombie loving. I've kind of gone One time or another I've kind of thought, oh, maybe that one's my favourite. I kind of like the American footballer zombie, only because I don't know if you saw the music video that went alongside. It got a ridiculous number of hits on YouTube. Laura Shigehara, who actually did the sound in the game, she created this little Plants vs Zombies music video, and it was marketing at its unofficial best in that she just kind of, you know, threw it together with the team. They thought it would be a fun thing to do, and the zombie in it, his voice, I just thought was hilarious, and I kind of thought, yeah, you're a keeper, so I'll go with the American footballer. But the dolphins are definitely kind of cute too. They've got a certain amount of charm. So.
Okay. Thank you for the interview, and congratulations to your 10th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
And to be Jude. Okay. See you.
Bye.